I remember I was working with this couple, and I looked at the wife and I said, "Hey, how come you don't do those things that you used to do before you guys got married?" And she said, "Well, I got them now." So the first point was the lack of sex. Point two was I got them mentality. So there's this I got them mentality, right? And I remember I was working with this couple, and I looked at the wife and I said, "Hey, how come you don't do those things that you used to do before you guys got married?" And she said, "Well, I got them now." And that is a mentality. Um, and so, and that's a mentality where you stop dating, right? You used to go out, y'all used to drink wine by the candlelight, used to, scrub her back or scrub his back or, 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 or do intimate things for your partner, letting them know, hey, I'm thinking of you, I'm being thoughtful, right? And sometimes that gets lost in the relationship. And again, sometimes it could be scheduled. Um, but, a lot of it comes from that I got him mentality. He's mine now or she's mine now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. And that's spot on. Hey, and you'd be surprised at how many women believe, hey, I got them now, because I've heard personally, um, you know, women have said, hey, I got them now. I don't have to do that anymore. And I said, well, that's great, because somebody else will do it, and gladly.
Yeah,
They'll gladly be a side piece for
yeah,
your husband. And your husband making 50, he making 45, $50,000 a year, and he's got a blue collar job, and he's a mechanic or whatever. Hey, a woman would gladly be his side piece. And that's the real talk.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's real talk. And so, take a look at, you know, what you're wearing around the house,
Yeah.
because when he goes out, when you go out in public, hey, the women, they got the eyelashes, they got the hair, they got, you know, the tight clothes.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's what he's seeing when he's going out, when he's going to work, he's seeing some of the same things. And
Right.
so, and then you come home and it's like, okay, what just happened?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So, at home, you wearing grandma's nightgown
Right.
and, but that's not what he's seeing when he's out.
Right.
And so, it's like the tale of two tapes. And I get, I get it. Sometimes you just don't feel like it. You're tired. You don't feel like, dressing up. And, and I remember, and so, even sometimes, if the wife and I are having coffee, you know, I'll make sure, I'm looking presentable, just for that. It's just her, it's just coffee. But, that's our way of keeping it fresh.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So in other words, what you're saying is, take off the mom jeans, and please take off the moo moo. Take off your moo moos.
I don't even know what moo are. What are moo man?
You know them old dresses grandma used to wear. Them old dusters, them old moo moos. And for heaven's sake, please take off the bonnet.
The
Take off
bonnet.
the bonnet.
Oh man, the bonnet, the bonnet, the bonnet.
Now we're gonna lose about 5 of our 10 subscribers.
Yeah, the
Take
bonnet.
take them
Yeah,
bonnets off.
that's a whole video by itself, right? The bonnet.
Yeah, the bonnet, the
Yeah, oh
moon
my gosh.
moves, hey,
Yeah,
and the mom jeans. Come on, take those mom
mom
jeans off.
jeans. Yeah. Oh gosh. So, and so a lot of ladies feel like, hey, I don't have to do that now,
Right.
right? So we're married now, and and like you said earlier, Dwayne, hey, somebody will gladly do it for them.
Hmm.
Okay. And so, but it's not the kind of thing that you want to do out of fear.
Right.
out of fear of losing your partner or the fear of your partner cheating.
Right.
This should be done more out of just um, to keep that relationship together, to keep to satisfy. You
Right.
know, something good to do is check in with your partner and say, "Hey, how am I doing?
Right.
You know, what do you need?
Mhm.
Is there something else that I could be doing, or you know, just checking in and see how you're doing. See if you can make some adjustments."
Yeah. Yeah. We always do our check-ins when I've been a good boy. So don't do the check-ins on your bad day. Do your check-in on your good day.
On a good day, right?
Like, man, we having a pretty good day. How am I doing? Now the other day, that's a different story. Yeah. And number three on this on the list is the lack of affection. The lack of affection, and believe it or not, guys, they need affection. It's important to them, and women can sometimes use it as a form of control. And so um, they can using it. They can set women set the emotional tone for basically for the relationship, because men are more physical, women are more emotional, and so affection can sometimes bleed into the emotional aspect of a relationship, and so some of that stuff is the tone is set by the wife.
And it's a lot of the little things too. So, you know, like, and there's just little subtleties. You know, like you used to fix his plate, now you don't fix his plate. You know, you used to get up and greet him at the door. You know, now it's like, you know, you on the phone when he comes through the door, right? And so, I used to stay up and wait for him, but 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 now, you know, you sleep.
Right.
And so you used to get up when he got up, right? So these are sometimes those little subtleties that really kind of make all the difference. And the thing you have to ask yourself is, what changed,
Right.
and why have I changed? What's that all about,
Right.
right? Am I, emotionally, am I hurt? Are my feelings hurt? Am I feeling some kind of way?
Yep.
What's going on? Try to dig into that, you know, and figure that out. And it may mean, hey, going to therapy,
Yeah.
right? It may mean that. It may mean, you know, having an expert, going to see a coach, you know, to help you bring that relationship back together.
Right. Yeah. And as much as as much as we try to keep things on course, you're just naturally going to veer off course a little bit. The key is, once you feel those little bumps, you on a highway, and you kind of veer off, and you veer off the road a little bit. A lot of highways have the little grooves, and when you go over the grooves, you hear bump, 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 and that's to let you know that, hey, you're veering off. And so when you hear those grooves, you feel those grooves, hey, you veer yourself back on, and that includes, hey, going to therapy, depending on how deep it is, getting you a licensed professional, and get yourself back on course, because naturally all relationships go off course a little bit. But if you don't accept that, hey, I think we're going a little bit off course, let's go just talk to somebody. Hey, you just let it go, and eventually you go completely off course. 10 years later, you're so far removed from where you originally wanted to be that is no hope. It's all lost, and then it's divorce. There's nothing left. You're so far off course. You're like, how do we get here? It's too late.
And it's funny you mentioned divorce. You know, for a lot of the couples I work with where they've been married multiple times, you know, a lot of times I'll say, well, what happened with your last partner? And there's silence. You know, they don't remember.
Right.
Or they might just say something like, we grew apart, right? What exactly does that mean?
Right.
right? So how can you learn in a new relationship if you haven't closely examined the previous relationship?
Right.
That means you're headed for more of the same.